Alright, so recently I decided to delete TikTok due to my crippling scrolling addiction, and after watching the new Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer, watching it 9 times, I decided to make a video on all the things I noticed as a massive f***ing Spider-Man nerd. So with all my newfound free time, here's all the things that I noticed about the new trailer. So of course the trailer starts off with Spider-Man fighting Scorpion, and as we can actually hear Scorpion say in the trailer,
"You miss me, Spidey?"
hinting to when he was in the crew of Adrian Toomes, aka the Vulture, in Spider-Man Homecoming, as well as the post-credits scene for Spider-Man Homecoming. And so this may tie into the whole Tombstone part of the movie. As we know, Marvin Jones III is confirmed to play Tombstone in the upcoming movie. Speaking of Homecoming, we did actually see Miles Morales teased, or at least hear him teased, through Aaron Davis.
I got a nephew who live here. Yeah, sorry, Miles. I'm not gonna make it.
Talking about his nephew Miles, who lives in the city. Although, whether you know this or not, Spider-Man and Spider-Verse made a deal as to where Miles Morales cannot legally be part of the MCU until we've concluded the new Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse movie. So, once that movie eventually comes out, assuming it's not delayed again for another 4 or 5 years, we should be able to see a Miles Morales in one of the next 2 movies that Tom Holland is in a contract for to play Spider-Man. Now, throughout the trailer, we see Peter's eyes turning black as he adapts and mutates, and I'd like to believe this is coming from the Evolve or Die run of the comics, which Peter must undergo a painful transformative rebirth after hitting rock bottom, and of course, as we know, after No Way Home, Peter is most definitely at rock bottom.
You're gonna forget who I am. What?
Forget who you are? What are you talking about?
It's okay. I'm gonna come and find you, and I'll explain everything.
I love you.
Wow, forgot I was making a YouTube video for a second there. Not to mention, after watching his friends from afar, they now move into his shitty apartment building. And Paul. We're gonna talk about Paul. Now, as for the main villain in Evolve or Die, Morlun. Morlun is basically the canonical killer of the 616 Spider-Man. For those of you who don't know, 616 is basically known as the MCU, so it would make a lot of sense for him to possibly have something to do with it. He's also kind of known as Spider-Man's most terrifying and formidable enemy. He's a multiversal vampire from Earth 1 who belongs to a family of totem hunters known as Inheritors. And instead of drinking blood, he sustains his immortality by feeding on the life force of those totems. In the trailer, we do see Peter having dizzy spells, which happens in the comics as well. We also see Peter's cocoon. Again, we see those in the same run of comics. It's really nice to see his organic webbing. Now, with his lack of Tony Stark tech, it'll definitely be a big help, although it seems he needs to learn how to use it. I do think that's one of the good things that he's talking to Dr. Banner about when he says,
So could you get rid of the bad aspects but keep the good?
I think he'd consider organic webbing to be something good. In some of the comics that take place after No Way Home, there's a panel that a lot of people pointed out after the movie where Hulk is talking to Spider-Man, and he says, "What are you doing, Peter?" And Spidey's like, "Did you just call me Peter?" And Hulk replies, "You made everyone forget who you are. Banner forgot, but I don't forget." I do think that's a really cool panel. I'm wondering if that could come up in this movie. By the looks of Hulk, he looks like he's going to be the traditional angry Hulk, so I'm not going to get my hopes up too high for a conversation like that. But now we do see Spider-Man talking to Metzger, and for those who don't know, William Metzger is the head of the Department of Damage Control. He's also known as an avid anti-mutant advocate, so we may see him going against Spidey, and could even be why Spidey was fighting those, special op, kind of SWAT-looking guys who look very similar to the ones in No Way Home when they were hunting Spidey outside of Happy's apartment when Aunt May died. Now, when we look at the hooded figure, if you do look close, it does appear to be Sadie Sink. I really do want to refuse that this is Phoenix, even though there's way too much evidence stacked behind it, like the leaked photos of her wearing the traditional colors, and her time stop move that she's done in the past. But I was really hoping Sadie Sink's character was going to be someone cool and interesting, like Mayday Parker, the daughter of Toby Peter, or maybe Spider-Gwen. But it looks like I may just have to accept defeat on this one. I do really like this image because it reminds me of a comic after the events of No Way Home where Spidey was talking to Black Cat, another character I was hoping Sadie Sink could possibly be, and he shows her his face, and when she remembers who she is due to that, all Spidey had to do was show people that he's Peter Parker and their memories of him would come back. Whether that's a condition of the spell or a glitch, or even a safeguard put in by Strange, which I really hope it was, because we all know Strange is a goat, and he'll be in this movie somehow due to Benedict Cumberbatch being in the movie. I really like the idea of this happening, but we do see in the trailer MJ on a rooftop with him, so that could be hinting at the comic maybe. So maybe not Black Cat, but we might still get this, you know, little safeguard that Strange put in the spell. Now, with all the confirmed villains that we know to be in this movie, Scorpion, Tombstone, The Hand, I don't know if you can count Hulk and Punisher, those two are going to be more like obstacles. All of them pale in comparison to Paul, every Spider-Man fan's worst enemy. This guy basically steals MJ in the comics, is usually depicted as physically and mentally abusive towards her. I just want to point out, this guy's a total dick. We all hate Paul. Now, we do know JJJ will be in this movie, as well as Anjuri Rice, I hope I'm saying her name right, as Betty Brant. So with the inclusion of Betty, there is a high chance we're going to see Peter getting a job as a photographer. I mean, he's going to need money for rent at some point, right? It would be really cool if we got to see Mr. Dickovich again. We did get this scene in No Way Home.
Rent is due on the 1st of the month. Don't be late.
Even if it wasn't the same actor from the Tobey movies, seeing Mr. Dickovich in any way would be amazing. Now, The Hand being in this movie is really cool. They don't look like they're going to be a main villain, but since Peter is in a jail in the trailer while fighting them, and Daredevil just revealed his identity and got sent to jail, not only would Spidey sympathize with exactly what Daredevil's going through, The Hand is known to be a Daredevil villain, because they have heavy ties to Elektra, who we obviously saw in Daredevil. That does kind of conclude the majority of this video. I do want to point out, after Peter talks to Hulk, this trailer played a certain tune that just couldn't get it out of my head. Just listen to this.
You're not one of my students, are you?
And side rant, I do think this is going to be one of the best Spider-Man movies in terms of swinging scenes. We know Andrew's movies had some great scenes of him swinging, but just look at the ones from the trailers so far, just from 2 of the trailers. Anyway, with that, I appreciate anyone who watched. Please feel free to like and send this video to anyone who you think would enjoy it. This is kind of technically my first YouTube video, so any comments or critiques I can get on anything I've done so far, whether it's quality or repetition, anything like that, please feel free to let me know in the comments. And should I do some cringy YouTuber outro, like smash that like button? Okay, thanks for watching.